A young girl, no older than 6, sits cross-legged under harsh white lights. No name, no comfort. Just drills. She didn't have a name at birth. No mother's voice. No lullabies. No birthday candles. Only cold metal walls and white fluorescent lights. Her tiny fists are bloody from punching a leather bag until her knuckles cracked. A voice booms from the speakers. Pain is not real. Hesitation is death. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't cry. In Facility 43, hidden deep in the Carpathian Mountains, she was one of 32 children taken from orphanages, war zones, and brothels. Only 5 survived the program. They trained her to charm and kill, to move in silence, to resist fire, to crack bones with bare hands, and to make a 2-mile kill in windswept snow. She was conditioned to forget hope, and designed to obey. By 18, she was a rumor among agents. By 22, a myth. In the underworld, if you defected, betrayed, or failed the syndicate, they didn't send an army. They sent her. To the outside world, she was simply Kate Monroe, a quiet woman with no past and no digital trail. But to the syndicate, she was death. She becomes what they name her, Eradicate. In the real world, she is Kate Monroe, a quiet diplomatic aide with soft eyes and careful poise. But when the message is sent, a mission is activated. Target, Luka Rentsov, a former propaganda handler turned whistleblower. He's leaking syndicate secrets through pirate radio waves. Kate descends into the crumbling ruins of a Soviet-era cinema. The radio station is hidden behind a cracked movie screen. She wears a tailored suit and heels with a false smile. Her interview was pre-booked under a forged name. Luka is charismatic, grey-haired, sipping from a chipped cup. He recognizes her movements too late. She snaps off her high heel, revealing a titanium spike, and plunges it into his throat while lowering his body silently to the ground. The building explodes from a time-delayed incendiary. Target, Amirat Singh, a rogue syndicate chemical engineer who began selling next-gen bio-agents to foreign black market buyers. At a luxury floating casino on the Huangpu River, Kate arrives as a high-stakes poker player. Red lips, controlled posture, unarmed by appearances. Amira is hosting the table, sipping champagne with 5 male buyers. When Amira excuses herself, Kate moves through air vents, across chandeliers, into the engine room. She releases a nerve agent she's already inoculated against. Amira's guards collapse. Amira tries to escape, but begins to cough up blood. Kate steps from the shadows, masked. "Please. I'm sorry. Please, don't kill me," Amira begs. With no words, Kate just inserts a syringe to Amira's jugular, a counteragent to keep Amira alive long enough to feel her lungs fail. She leaves Amira suffocating and lungs burning for air. Target, Marco De Luca. The syndicate's secret accountant has converted, turned to God, and is about to hand over ledgers to Interpol. Thousands gather for the procession. Black umbrellas. Latin hymns. The target is dressed in priest robes, but security is tight, Interpol agents, drones, Vatican guards. During a cardinal's funeral, Kate scales the ancient bell tower in monk's robes, disarming motion sensors with microchips implanted in her fingertips. Her sniper rifle was smuggled in pieces in a faux religious relic. She assembles her sniper rifle silently as the crowd chants. The kill shot. Only a 6.2-second window between hymns. She breathes in sync with the cathedral bells. One shot. One fall. As Marco drops to his knees in prayer pose, the crowd thinks he's overcome with grief. But the stain of blood spreads under his cassock. By the time they notice, she's vanished into the catacombs. She exfiltrates using a secret tunnel dug centuries ago, mapped only in a crumbling papyrus scroll she memoized. By the time Vatican officials investigate, Eradicate is already flying over the Alps. Target, Zahir Rahim. A sniper known as the Jinn. A former syndicate assassin. He's been killing syndicate clients. But when she finally corners him on a rooftop in Marrakesh, she hesitates. Sitting at a table with a Japanese tea set, he doesn't reach for his gun. Zahir lifts his teacup to drink. "You're too graceful to be one of them. I've been watching you." He motions his hand for her to sit in the chair across from him, and begins to pour tea in the cup. Real tea. Mint leaves, not poison. They talk. He knows who she is. "You're the syndicate's scalpel. But do you ever wonder why the targets have all defected?" Something stirs in her. She lowers her gun. "No, it's not my place to know," she responds, never taking her eyes off him. "You should. You're a smart woman. They trained you well. But apparently too well, where you don't think to ask questions," he responded. They sit and talk for hours. What starts as a cautious alliance blooms into something rare. Gentle. Real. They live off the grid, in shadows. For the first time, she laughs. Smiles. They share wounds. Stories. Nights. They are lovers now. Kate and Zahir. He teaches her how to cook eggs. She tells him about the first time she held a gun. "I was 8. They gave me a target with a painted heart. Told me if I hit it, I would earn my meal for the day." He teaches her that she is more than a blade. Happiness, in her world, is a trigger. And someone pulls it. They come for him while she's gone getting supplies. 3 syndicate assassins. 1 with poison darts. 1 with thermal tracking. 1 she trained with when she was a child. She returns too late. Zahir is bleeding in her arms. Dying. He smiles. "They'll never stop. You have to run." She presses his hand to her belly. "You gave me something they couldn't erase. I'm carrying your legacy." His last words are, "Then survive. For us." His hand slips. He dies in her arms. Her scream is silent. And something inside her breaks. Kate doesn't run. She hunts. She reignites the name they gave her. But this time, she owns it. Target, Vulture the Tracker. Victor, her former sparring partner, now the syndicate's best tracker. She stalks him like a shadow. When he sniffs her out, she is already behind him. Victor asks, "What did he mean to you?" "Everything," she says. They fight like mirrors. Equal force. Equal rage. Hand-to-hand combat. No guns. But she fights for a child now. He fights for a paycheck. She wins. Breathing heavily, she whispers. "For Zahir." Target, Mamba the Interrogator. Camouflaged and waiting. Mamba moves in convoys. She disables them with precision, IEDs, sniper shots, bare-knuckle takedowns. Now a high-ranking strategist. She corners Mamba in a steel cell. "You're pregnant. You'll never make it out," Mamba says coquettishly. Kate responds, "Then I better make this worth it." They both pull out sharp blades and begin a savage fight. Each sliced through flesh easily like a butcher. This fight was brutal. Long. Kate pins Mamba with her elbow on her neck. Mamba coughs and begins to gasp for air. Kate kills her with a kiss laced with paralytic toxin. Then whispers in Mamba's ear, "This is for Zahir." She continues, each kill precise, brutal, and poetic. OX, crushed in his own reinforced gym, weights dropped on his head during a choreographed melee. Ghost, the former sniper who trained her. They face off on a rooftop in Tokyo. She uses a mirror and her belly's reflection to bait him. A single bullet to the heart ends him. Maestro, the one who designed her programming. She finds him in a private concert hall, hiding behind strings and lies. She garrotes him with a violin string. After each kill she lets them know why. Final target, the architect. Director Kazuo Takeda, the one who called the kill on Zahir. The one who created her. Who called her Subject 19. His fortress is underground in Tokyo, lined with armed drones and firewalls. She infiltrates the fortress. Kate slips through the walls, blind spots only she remembers. She fights his elite guards with blades, fire, and fury. She wants one man. Him. Finally, she faces him. She stands in a room facing a hologram of her baby's ultrasound. "You disobeyed," he says, "a child. Do you think love will save you?" She steps forward, pregnant belly barely visible. "No, you did. You should have never come after me or what belongs to me." A brutal fight ensues. Tactical. Sharp. She is winded. But she doesn't stop. She stabs Director Kazuo in the chest. She bends down to whispers in his ear. "My baby will never be yours." She kicks him to the ground and puts a bullet through his heart. The Syndicate's underground facility explodes and burns, along with it the history, files, memories. Epilogue. Destination unknown. 1 year later. Kate watches the sun set, a baby girl, Lyra. Asleep in her arms. Olive skin. Dark hair. She whispers, "They trained me to be a ghost. A weapon. A shadow." She brushes a finger across Lyra's cheek. "You were born from fire. But I will raise you in peace. A mother. A survivor. A warrior. And she will never forget what they tried to take from her."